Wow, you're here. You've gone through all the endings. Actually, 5, but don't worry, I know it's hard to get through them all. Well, I congratulate you. You must have liked the game if you did that. It's really cool. Why someone liked it? Usually games give some kind of bonus for this. I'll give a bonus too. But it might disappoint you because this game isn't quite what it seems. You know, when I was creating it, I didn't want to give any explanation for my decisions in the game, as it would lose its charm. But I understand now that players probably want to know what the author originally intended and how they implement it. Hey Gregory. Well, are you ready? I'm ready. Sign me up, coach. Tell me what is the deal? This game may seem to you like a typical story about a girl with schizophrenia. That is not the main message here. The message is about how a person struggles and doubts whether to kill themselves. The main character creates images of Morana, demon, which are also catalysts for suicide. In fact, in every ending, the heroine dies. Let's consider each ending and what it's foreshadowed. In the good ending, we see in the end how the main character is saved, and then we see her in a hospital bed. The problem is that some of the pictures are black and white. For example, the house or the mother at the end. It's not certain that she was saved because these are not colourful pictures. To get the good ending, you need to make a phone call. Why? Because it's the only choice where the heroine really takes a brave action, understanding that she might be arrested, understanding that everything might turn out very badly. She still makes the call and tries to dial the number. Of course, it's not the only condition to get there, but if you choose the phone that still gets a bad or neutral ending, then in the end you will not have the choice to kill yourself or not, which usually happens if you choose a knife or pills. Because you took a step to help yourself, but it still turned out to be too small. In the bad or neutral ending, Morana might kill us. Why? If she is imaginary, why didn't she kill earlier? Because the whole game is about how the heroine struggles with the desire to kill herself, with bipolar disorder haunting her. If you notice at the beginning, when examining the room, Morana condemns the main character for suicide, saying that her life is not so bad as to kill herself, and that she doesn't understand her. Yep, that's right, I remember that. Then the demon appears, who clearly hints that the heroine should end her life, with phrases that she is a nobody, etc. This character, like Morana, also pushes towards this. Then Morana appears again and says that she would spend eternity with us, that we are unhappy and she understands us. Then she talks about wanting to be free and the main character should kill herself. Then you talk, and in the bad or neutral ending, you come to the moment when the main character says she doubts. Morana responds that she shouldn't doubt and that there is no way out. Then the choice to kill oneself or not, regardless of the choice, you will die, either by Morana's hands or by your own. Because doubts are not enough. As in the last words of the main character, she realizes that there is no way out, although she hopes for it. She wants to kill herself, no matter what you answer. As a reason, she will still do it because of emotions. But what about the endings with dreams, or where they run away together? There, it seems, everything ends well. No, things do not end well there. Let's consider the ending where they run away. At the beginning, Morana smiles because she will run away with the main character far, far away, and they will always be together. But then her face changes. and she says that this won't change anything. No matter how far they run, their problems will catch up with them sooner or later, and they will be hiding from loneliness. I think it's understandable that everything ends sadly here. Nothing will change, and the main characters will give up and won't run away. Although she so wanted to escape her problems, but you can't run away from them. They just don't show that the main character kills herself here. Let's consider the ending where the main character sleeps with Morana. The ending titled Dreams Are Only the Escape. Or the only escape, rather. You only get this ending if you choose that you don't think suicide is the way out, unlike running away with Morana. This is important. Come back to this later. In this ending, Morana and the main character lie together and chat. The main point of the conversation is that the main character adores Morana and wants to spend all her time with her because of all people are bad. To which Morana, as the voice of reason, responds that not all people are bad, that you didn't try and didn't strive to find them, and that in reality, there is a way out of all of your problems because you chose earlier that you didn't want to die. That what you should do is not to justify yourself and not feel sorry, but to go outside and enjoy every day, find friends, try to become healthier, and so on. It seems that for the first time, Morana said something that could really solve the main character's problems, and she wants to help her. But what does the main character reply? She says, "Let's sleep together, and that dreams are the only way out." Do you really know what that means? Yes, it means that the main character doesn't want a solution to her problems. She knew about the solution, but she still didn't try to help herself. It's the same as sitting in a locked room without food and water, wanting to go outside, and meanwhile you have the key next to you that you don't use. The same is true for the main character. She doesn't want a solution, she just wants to die, again, which is what happens off screen in this ending. She just tried to enjoy her last minutes with Morana, as in the ending with the escape. The ending where Morana kills her for the wrong choice about which direction to go. What's here? Right or left? No one knows. In general, you should listen to the main information. She was telling you important information and you did not listen. Alright, let's talk more about the main heroine. She might seem very harmless to you, and you will worry about her because you play as her, but this main character clearly has a lot of problems. Let's try with the fact that she excessively likes to portray herself as a victim. Remember her words about Io? On the laptop, we are shown their chat, showing that Io did not want to talk to her, and she just kept imposing all the time, which is why she responded. Yeah, I remember that. She apologizes for this many times, explaining that she couldn't say it earlier because she was afraid of offending the main heroine. Basically, yeah, it's sad, understandable. But what does Morana, the main heroine, say about Io? That as soon as you opened up, they just removed you from their friends and just stopped communicating without reason when the main character talked about her feelings. Yep. Do you catch on? She really, really loves to pity herself. And she's selfish. Nobody likes a pity party, that's the problem. It's like, I've been friends with people that literally are constantly playing victim and just constantly want a pity party. And it's like, you try and help them, but they never seem to want to improve or better things. It's like they constantly want to sit in like a really bad situation. Because it's almost like it's grabbing attention. I always see people that want attention is they're missing something. So what is it they're missing? Is it that they just need a friend? Is it they just need someone to love them? Like, is it, I don't know, like, it's hard. And you can't always give your energy to someone like that, because then it's taking away energy that you have for yourself. And to be honest, over the last like 11 years since I've been with Pyro, he's taught me that it's so important to look after myself more than anyone else. More than even him. Because by being that way and look after myself, then I have energy, if I have any left, to, you know, be there for other people if so be it. But it's not wrong of you to look after yourself. It really isn't. She likes to make it look like everyone is against her, although in reality, her mother supported her as much as she could. She loves to invent unnecessary drama for herself. She believes it's deceiving herself. I think it can be said that she is a bad person and she is incongruable, because even when Morana talks in the ending about how she can improve, she doesn't. She just doesn't want to. Because the reason she doesn't want to is because you find value in something. There's something in the idea of not wanting to and things staying the same that they find value in. Like, we all have it, right? We all have something we don't want to change because it's more comfortable maybe, or maybe you get more attention from people, or maybe it's just scary, like, to change it, and maybe you're scared because things like changing things is hard, because then you have to imagine what is your future going to be with that change. And sometimes the unknown is the scarier thing. Knowing it's like the devil you know, isn't it, that saying? Sometimes it's more comfortable just to stay with what you know, even if it isn't good for you. She doesn't want to live and change anything in her life. At the same time, she considers herself to be the best and most harmless. Okay, I hope this gave you a little understanding of why she made such a drama in the diary, and why the chat with IO was shown, and why Morana always feels so sorry for her and says how good she is. Don't get me wrong, you can sympathize with her, as she is a sick person, but she is extremely selfish, and I don't even know what can help her. Sometimes I feel sad for her, but at the same time I understand that dying is the only way out for her, as in reality, neither treatment nor friends, nothing will help her. The diary you were reading is an alternate reality. In this reality, the main character still has a sad life, even though she was without schizophrenia for a long time. Even in this fantasy, the situation ends up very badly. Despite finally making friends and getting a boyfriend, her selfishness and lack of consideration for others contribute to the negative outcome. Her decision to leave without explaining anything to anyone is an extremely egocentric move. Unlike Io, who explains her feelings and reasons for leaving, her character would just leave and keep suffering a lot. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about it being considered egocentric. Like, I understand that maybe it's definitely there's a space in there where if they don't consider other people and their feelings and how like that her actions would have on others, yes, that is definitely selfish. I do believe that that's selfish. But if they are really hurting in some way, if they really feel burdened, like they're burdening others around them, like if they don't see the wood for the trees kind of thing, I think the idea of nothing would be able to help them, I don't know if I believe that. I do think that there's help for people, but Yeah, I'm not sure. Seems like she actually prefers to be in pain. Like, okay, so this goes back to what I was saying. The prefer to be in pain should probably... I would think that there is comfort in the devil you know. So even if you didn't have a diagnosis of mental illness, right? You didn't have a mental disease, and you just didn't know how to deal with life, and you didn't know what, like, that it could happen to anyone. I think that being in pain, sometimes people don't know how to escape it, and when they're given the opportunity to do so, sometimes they think they're so used to thinking in a negative sense that they don't know how to change that. Like, I personally, I was able to do it because for me personally, I have insight. I have insight, right? And a lot of people don't have that. But I had insight, and I had a friend to talk to me and stuff, and I had people around me to show me that they love me, and I recognized that, and I knew that I didn't want to be without them, and I didn't want to cause them pain. And that, to me, I consider that's like, the thought of doing it is maybe considered selfish, but then the act of not going through with it is like, okay, now you're considering others. But like, nobody likes being in pain, nobody prefers it. I think that it's just easier. It's like easier to go through the path that you've traveled a million times than to go through a completely different route where you have no idea how bumpy it's going to be, no idea how hard it's going to be. It's overwhelming to think about, and it's unknown, and that is shit scary. And I think that that's important to recognize. Yes, I agree. Maybe it's not a plot like Nolan's movies or something of that sort, but I tried to make this game more of a not what it seems kind of thing, and I sincerely hope you liked it. I did like it. Thank you. Maybe I missed some moments in story, sorry for that. But I think I conveyed to you what I wanted to do, and that's the most important. Don't pity yourself as much as the main character pities. Be strong and change yourself for the better. Go outside and just enjoy nature. Everything in this life is unimportant, and therefore, in its own way, beautiful. You have no enemies, and nothing is stopping you from improving yourself. Try for your own sake. What about the fact that the game is based on real events? No, I do not suffer from any psychological disorder, depression, schizophrenia, and I hope I will not encounter them. The entire game and all characters are fictional and have no relations to... Okay, that's all. I wish you luck in life, and most importantly, don't forget to smile. Maybe that way the problems will go away. No. No, they don't go away. They don't go away with a smile. And I think my only criticism, I would say, of the game, and maybe this is... I think the game is great. I really enjoyed the game. My only criticism is... and it's not really a criticism, it's more of a difference of opinion, is because the developer hasn't experienced things like depression, stuff like that, any sort of mental illness, anxiety, or like doesn't suffer from schizophrenia, it can be incredibly difficult to fully understand how someone feels going through that, or like, unless like you can talk to people, of course, but I agree with a lot of it, but there's some of the bits at the end I say I think are a little, I would be a little bit like difference of opinion. But honestly, I think the game was great.